Hello children. Today we are going to start the new chapter Religious Beliefs, Bhakti and Sufi Movement. Let us understand the content of the chapter. It includes features of Bhakti movement, case study of Kabir, case study of Guru Nanak, saints like Mirabai, Namdev, Surdas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Madhvacharya. Features of Sufism, spread of Sufism, saints like Khwaja Moinuddin Chisti and Khwaja Nizamuddin Aulia. Children, what do you understand by the term Bhakti movement? The Bhakti movement in India aimed at the principle of monotheism, that is, existence of one God. This happened during the later half of the medieval period in the history of India, that is, in between 800 to 1700 CE. It started in the south of India and slowly spread to the north. The Vedic scriptures also talk about the concept of pure devotion of God. The concept of bhakti was placed on a firm ground in South India when Shankaracharya revived the philosophy of Advaita or Vedanta, which means that the soul of a human is the same as God. After Shankaracharya, 12 Tamil Vaishnav saints, collectively known as Alvars, made the concept of bhakti more popular in the south. Let us understand about the significance of bhakti movement. The significance of bhakti movement was that it could be assessed by anyone, since all it needed was to remember God with full devotion and love. The Bhakti movement in India gave a rich collection of literature based on devotion, spirituality, faith, and numerous devotional hymns. Features of Bhakti movement. The concept of Bhakti means single-minded devotion to one God. The objective being to secure the grace of God for the sake of salvation. The Bhakti cult discarded the rituals and sacrifices as modes of worship. The Bhakti movement emphasized the importance of Guru as a teacher. It completely discarded the discrimination based on caste, creed, and believed in social unity. It also discarded the domination of priests as well as rituals. And the Bhakti saints preached in simple languages. Case study of Kabir Das. Kabir was a poet of early 15th century. Kabir tried hard to create a spirit of harmony between Hindus and Muslims. It was said that he was born of a Hindu widow who left him and adopted by a Muslim weaver. When he grew up, he became the disciple of Ramanand. His bhajans and dohas became popular among Hindus and Muslims. These dohas are short poems and preserved in the Vijaka and Guru Granth Sahib. Kabir's teachings. The central teachings of Kabir are very simple. He laid stress on bhakti. He said that through bhakti or devotion, one would come nearer to God. One could be released from the cycle of birth and death. Kabir's teachings. Kabir made no distinction between Hindus and Muslims. He believed in humanity. According to Kabir, salvation could attain by doing good deeds. He did not believe in idol worship, rituals, superstitions, and pilgrimages. He was also against caste discrimination and believed in equality. Kabir wanted men to give up pride, anger, enmity, and ego. Guru Nanak. Guru Nanak was born in Hindu Khatri family in Talwandi, now in Pakistan. His father name was Kalyan Das Mehta and his mother name was Mata Triptaji. Soon he mastered the Vedas and Sanskrit and he was enrolled into a madrasa to study Persian and Arabic. One morning, as usual, he went to the river to bathe and meditate. And thereafter, he was a changed man filled with the Spirit of God. He believed that God is one and dwelt on the concept of Ek Omkar Satnam. Guru Nanak travelled to various parts of the world, finally settled on the bank of river Ravi in Kartarpur. He started the concept of Guru Ka Langar. Nanak professed that pride, anger, greed, attachment, and lust are evils. He criticized the caste system, idol worships, rituals, and blind faith, as well as superstition. Teachings of Guru Nanak. Three of the most important teachings of Nanak are known as Nam Japna, Kirt Karna, and Vanchakan. Nam Japna. Think about God. Listening to the name gives truth, holy wisdom, and containment. By listening to the name, sorrow and sin are destroyed. Krit Karan. Live a normal life. Earn through honesty. Vanchakan. Share with the needy people. Treat all men and women equal. Let us read about Mirabai. Mirabai was born in a royal family of Rajasthan, but she spent most of her life in singing hymns for the Lord Krishna. She lived in the company of saints of Mathura and Vrindavan. She became a disciple of Ravidas, who was a saint from a caste which was considered untouchable. Through her songs, she openly challenged the norms of the upper caste. Her bhajans are even sung in today's world. Namdev. Sant Namdev was from Maharashtra. He tried to bring harmony between Hinduism and Islam. He composed poetry both in Hindi and Marathi and preached and professed unity of God. He was against idol worship and ritualism. He believed in salvation that could be achieved through devotion. Tukaram. Sant Tukaram was very famous saint in early 17th century from Maharashtra. He believed that God is omnipresent. God is contained in this whole universe. Nothing is impure. Sant Tukaram also emphasized that satsang and prayer meetings are very important as they bring unification of God, saints, and people through chanting prayers. Surdas. Sant Surdas was known to be blind from birth. He was as ardent devotee of Lord Krishna. In his view, preaching and salvation could be attained by devotion to Lord Krishna. The significant poetic work of Surdas compiled in his work are Sursavali and Sahitya Lahari. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Bhakti movement in Bengal was started by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was devotee of Lord Krishna. His favorite form of worship was Kirtan, in which group of people sing, dance and chant the words Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. According to him, the chanting of name of Lord Krishna was in itself a way to salvation. He did not believe in rituals and caste distinction. Madhvacharya. Another saint from Karnataka was Madhvacharya. He was the third of a trio of philosophers who influenced Indian thoughts in the 13th century. He came after Sri Shankaracharya and Sri Ramanujacharya. His teachings include prayers and meditation. He believed that one need to clear the mind and attain detachment from worldliness by studying the sacred text, which could be done with the assistance of gurus. Children, what do you understand by the term Sufism? Let's study about features of Sufism and spread of Sufism. Islam preached unity of God and brotherhood. The Muslims initiated a parallel campaign by its sense that gave birth to the Sufi movement in India. The term Sufi is used for Muslim saints who, like Hindu seers, aim at achieving development of their mind and consciousness. Like Bhakti, Sufism took roots in both rural and urban areas and exercised a deep social, political, and cultural influences on the masses. Sufism rejected all forms of religious orthodoxy and falsehood. They aimed at creating a new world order in which spiritual bliss was the only and ultimate goal. In those days, when struggle for political power was the prevailing madness, the Sufi saints reminded people of their moral obligations. They tried to bring peace and harmony. The most important contribution of Sufism is that it helped to forge the solidarity and brotherhood between these two communities. Main features of Sufism. Sufis rejected the elaborate rituals and codes of behavior demanded by Muslim religious scholars. Along with Prophet Muhammad, they also attached great importance to Pir, that is Guru, who could lead them on to the correct path. Sufis think that love and devotion are the only means of reaching God. They sought union with God through chanting of God's name, that is zikr, and through devotional music. They professed respect for all religions and to lead a simple life. They insisted that people should keep away from greed. Spread of Sufism. A genealogy of Sufi teachers or the silsila started wherein each had a slightly different form of instructions. It had teachers like Khwaja Moinuddin Chisti of Ajmer, Baba Farid of Punjab, and Khwaja Nizamuddin Aulia of Delhi. Sufi masters held their assemblies in their khanqa or auspice. Devotees used to come to these khanqa and discuss spiritual matters, take part in dance and musical sessions, and sought the blessings of the saints for solving their problems. Let's read about Khwaja Moinuddin Chisti. Khwaja Moinuddin Chisti came to India towards the close of 12th century. Initially, he stayed in Lahore, then moved to Delhi and finally settled in Ajmer. He was one of the most important Sufi saints. He mixed freely with all classes of Hindus and Muslims. According to him, the greatest form of devotion to God was the service of humanity. Khwaja Moinuddin Chisti used to have devotional musical gathering. He led a simple and pious life and believed in selfless service, which attracted people from different parts of Ajmer. His dargah in Ajmer has become a place of pilgrimage for both Hindus and Muslims. Devotees from all over the world offer their prayers at his tomb and are of a firm belief that their wishes would be fulfilled. Khwaja Nizamuddin Aulia. Khwaja Nizamuddin Aulia laid great stress on love as means of realization of God. He also used Hindi in his teachings. He was held in great esteem by the general public as well as several sultans of Delhi. His tomb or dargah at Nizamuddin in Delhi has become a place of pilgrimage for both Hindus and Muslims. Sufi music and Qawwali sessions are regularly held at his dargah.